Your stomach knots. You don't know why. They didn't yell, they didn't insult you, they didn't even look your way, but you feel it, a deep cold cut that leaves no visible mark. You're sitting in a meeting sharing an idea you worked on for days, and they're checking their watch. You're talking and they're scrolling their phone. You say hello and they walk past like you're invisible. It's not a scream, it's not a slap, it's worse. It's silent disrespect, and it's destroying you from the inside out because you can't fight what you can't name. Machiavelli wrote 500 years ago that men offend either for fear or for hatred. But what about the offense that hides in plain sight? What about the disrespect that's so quiet you question if it's even real? By the end of this video, you will not only recognize it, you will know exactly how to make it stop. Here's what makes silent disrespect more dangerous than an open attack. An open attack you can defend against. Someone screams at you, you scream back. Someone insults you, you walk away. There's a clear enemy and a clear battle. But silent disrespect is a fog. It's a poison that seeps into your psyche without you even noticing the source. You leave the room and you feel smaller. You feel invisible. You start questioning yourself. Was my idea that bad? Did I say something wrong? Am I overthinking this? That self-doubt is exactly what they want. Silent disrespect isn't about anger, it's about power. It's a way of saying you are beneath my reaction. You are not even worth my time. Machiavelli understood this game better than anyone. He wrote about princes who were destroyed not by armies, but by the slow erosion of respect. When people stop fearing you, stop valuing you, stop even acknowledging you, your power dissolves like sugar in water. Think of it like this. Imagine two wolves. One growls, shows its teeth, attacks. You see the danger, you prepare. But the other simply looks away. It turns its back. It grooms itself while you circle. That second wolf is more dangerous because it's telling you that you are not a threat. You are not even prey. You are nothing. That's what silent disrespect does. It doesn't fight you, it deletes you. And the worst part, when you try to call it out, they gaslight you. They say they were just checking their phone, they didn't hear you, you're being too sensitive. Now you're trapped. You're the bad guy for noticing what they carefully hid in plain sight. Let's get specific about what silent disrespect actually looks like in your daily life. Once you see the patterns, you can never unsee them. And that's when the power shifts back to you. There's the delayed response. You text them, they read it immediately. Hours pass, then a day, then they reply to something else entirely. No apology, no explanation. What they're really saying is that your time is not valuable. You wait for them, they don't wait for you. Then there's the glass eye. You're talking to them face to face. They're looking at you, but they're not really looking at you. Their eyes are flat. Their head nods mechanically. They're not listening. They're waiting for their turn to speak or for you to stop. You feel it. Your brain registers it as rejection, but you can't prove it. There's also group invisibility. You're in a group conversation and you make a point. Silence. 2 minutes later, someone else says the exact same thing. Suddenly, everyone's agreeing, laughing, building on it. Your idea was invisible until it came from a mouth they respect. And there's the physical turn. Their body angles away from you. Their feet point toward the exit. They step back when you step forward. In psychology, this is called nonverbal leakage. The body always tells the truth, even when the mouth lies. Machiavelli would recognize all of this. He called it contempt wearing a mask. The courtiers of Florence didn't announce their betrayal. They just slowly and quietly made their target irrelevant. They stopped including him in conversations, stopped seeking his opinion, stopped laughing at his jokes. And one day, he woke up invisible. That's where you are right now. And if you don't act, you'll stay invisible forever. You need to understand something crucial about why people do this. Silent disrespect is rarely random. It's rarely about you being late or saying the wrong thing. It's a calculated or subconscious strategy. And once you understand the motivation, you strip it of its power. Some people use silent disrespect because they fear your strength. This sounds counterintuitive, but it's true. People don't ignore the weak, they pity them. They ignore the strong. When someone senses that you have power, potential, or confidence they can't control, they use silence to shrink you. It's a preemptive strike. If they can make you feel small, you won't rise. Machiavelli wrote that the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Your enemies are the ones who smile while hoping you fail. Silent disrespect is that smile. Others use it to test your boundaries. Think about the silent treatment after a disagreement, the vague answers, the "I'm too busy" without a follow-up. They're pushing to see how much you'll tolerate. If you chase them, beg for explanation, overfunction to fix the invisible problem, they win. They've trained you to work for their approval. And you'll keep working forever because the finish line keeps moving. Then there are those who've already written you off. This one hurts. Sometimes silent disrespect isn't about you at all, it's about them. They've decided you're not part of their future. Maybe you're leaving the company. Maybe your friendship has run its course. Maybe they've found someone more useful. But instead of being honest, they take the coward's way out. They slowly fade. They make you so uncomfortable that you end things. Then they get to play the victim, saying they don't know why you ghosted them when they were always so nice. All three reasons have one thing in common. They are banking on you doing nothing, and that's where we flip the script.
Here's where we move from victim to strategist. Machiavelli didn't teach people to cry about betrayal. He taught them to see it coming and respond with precision. You need a response protocol, not emotional, surgical. The first step is to name it without accusing. You don't say, "You're disrespecting me." That's weak. It invites argument. Instead, you state the observable fact. You say, "I noticed you looked at your phone the entire time I was speaking." Then you pause. Let the silence do the work. They'll squirm. They'll make excuses. You don't need to accept or reject the excuse. You just need them to know you see. The second step is to withdraw your energy. This is the nuclear option, and it's beautiful in its simplicity. When someone consistently gives you less than you deserve, give them less in return. Stop overfunctioning. Stop being the one who always reaches out. Stop laughing at their jokes when they ignore your stories. Match their energy exactly. They'll feel the shift immediately. And here's the dark psychology twist. They'll often come back harder trying to win your approval, because humans are addicted to what they can't fully have. The third step is to become unshakable. This is the long game. Silent disrespect works because it makes you need something from them: validation, explanation, respect. When you stop needing, they stop having power. Practice this before you enter any interaction. Tell yourself that you don't need anything from these people. You're here to observe, not to beg. When you speak, speak as if you're talking to a room full of people who already respect you. Don't scan for reactions. Don't adjust based on their face. Be a rock. A rock doesn't care if the river ignores it. Machiavelli said it's much safer to be feared than loved. But in this context, it's not about terror. It's about being so grounded in your own worth that their silent games look exactly like what they are: pathetic attempts at control.
Now we get tactical. You need a way to test whether someone is genuinely oblivious or deliberately disrespectful. I'm going to give you a tool I call the silence test. Here's how it works. The next time they pull the silent disrespect card, the delayed reply, the glass eyes, the physical turn, you do absolutely nothing. No reaction, no adjustment, no overfunctioning. You simply note it. Internally, you tell yourself that they're showing you who they are. Then you create a small, low-stakes moment of connection. You ask a simple question about something they care about. How was your weekend? What do you think about this project? You're not being needy, you're being professionally warm. You're giving them a chance to re-engage. Now watch their response pattern carefully. A healthy person will meet you halfway. They'll answer, they'll engage. Even if they were distracted before, they'll appreciate the reset. But a toxic person will ignore the question. They'll answer with one word and look away. They'll use the opportunity to disrespect you again now that you've shown you're still chasing. This is your answer. The silence test doesn't lie. If they fail, you have all the data you need. They're not oblivious, they're not busy, they're choosing to make you feel small. Machiavelli advised princes to test their ministers by giving them honors and observing if they became arrogant. Same principle here. Give them a small honor, your attention, your question, your attempt at connection, and watch what they do with it. If they fail, you act. And acting doesn't mean confrontation, it means withdrawal with dignity. You stop initiating, you stop over-including them, you become professionally polite and personally unavailable. They'll feel the shift. They may even ask if everything's okay. Your response is simple. You say everything's fine, you're just focused on your priorities right now. You've now flipped the script. You're not chasing, you're not explaining, you're simply reallocating your energy to people who actually see you.
The ultimate defense against silent disrespect isn't a technique, it's a presence. When you carry yourself a certain way, people don't dare ignore you. They sense that ignoring you would cost them something. This is what the Stoics called bearing. This is what Machiavelli called gravity. You build it by slowing down. Fast movements signal anxiety. Fast talking signals neediness. Fast reactions signal you're easy to trigger. Slow down. Walk slower. Speak slower. Pause before you answer. Let your movements be deliberate. Speed is for prey. Slowness is for predators. You also build it by owning your space. When you enter a room, don't shrink. Don't look for a seat in the corner. Stand in your space. Take up the room you're in. If someone's body language says they wish you'd disappear, stand your ground. Don't step back. Don't shift to accommodate their discomfort. You have every right to the space you occupy. You build it by mastering the gaze. When someone's being passively disrespectful, glancing at their phone while you speak, looking past you, stop speaking. Just stop. Let the silence stretch. Let them feel the weight of it. When they look up confused, hold their gaze for 2 beats longer than comfortable. Then calmly say that you're ready whenever they are. And wait. You've now flipped the dynamic completely. They're the one who needs to catch up. You're the one in control. And you build it by developing selective warmth. Don't be warm to everyone. Warmth is a currency. When you're warm to people who disrespect you, you're teaching them that disrespect costs nothing. Be warm to those who earn it. Be polite but cool to those who haven't. This isn't being mean, it's being strategic. People treat you based on what you tolerate. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must show himself a lover of virtue and honor those who excel in every art. The people who deserve your warmth should feel it. The people who don't should feel a subtle but unmistakable chill. That chill is your boundary, and boundaries, when held consistently, become your armor. Silent disrespect is the weapon of cowards. It's the choice of people who lack the courage to be honest. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. It only works if you let it. The moment you stop chasing, stop explaining, stop shrinking, their power evaporates. You become the one in control. You become the one they watch. You become the one they can't ignore. Today, look at your life. Who's making you feel invisible? Who's treating your presence like an inconvenience? You now have the tools to see them clearly and the strength to act. Use them. If this video shifted something in you, hit like, subscribe to NoirMachiavelli because the darkest secrets of power are just beginning. And comment below, have you experienced silent disrespect? I want to hear your story.